Life begins at 40, 50, 60, 70. When does life begin? Growing up now takes longer for all generations, including us baby boomers and what they call the Gen Xers, the millennials, and even the Gen Zers. I don't even know what that is. As a result of our world being more and more complex. Crazy times we live in. I mean, absolute crazy. You know, think about this. In our free time, when we were younger, we looked for a life partner and or consider raising a family while keeping our heads down and working for financial independence starting in our 20s. Maybe you're a late bloomer. Maybe you started later. You never know. I don't know. But anyway, the first 22 years excuse me, of many people's lives are practically predetermined for them. They are the academic years of higher education, which includes, apprenticeships, college, and other types of training. And, we choose pastimes and interests that go with our spending plan. In other words, what disposable income we have, and our job schedule. We take a few breaks for vacation, and then all of a sudden, we're turning either 40 or 50 or 60 or 70. By the time we reach one of these decade barriers or markers, we have enough life experience to know what we like, what we dislike, and what we really cherish about our lives and our families. That's why life gets better with age. At the age of 30, we're just discovering who we really are. But by 40, I think the answer is pretty clear. And if it isn't, we're no longer afraid to search for the truth. Does that make sense? Life literally flies by before we know it. We sleep, we get up, we work, go back to sleep, we work. The time just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. It is never too late to make a change in life. I don't care whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe even 80. And you need to make a change. And I welcome you to the Jim Show. Jim Sando here. Welcome to my channel. It's easy to think as you pass the 40-year-old mark in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, and beyond, that it may be too late to make a change. We get old, we get stuck in our ways. Even in the 20s and 30s, people get stuck in a rut. The phrase, life begins at 40, means that when one reaches the age of 40, life becomes better. Maybe because one has the skills, the experience, and means necessary for a really enjoyable life. But I'm going to harp on this. It is never too late to make a change. Sometimes you're forced into a change because of circumstances out of your control. Maybe you got fired from a job. Maybe you have health issues. Maybe you have become disabled for some reason. There's lots of different reasons. I'm going to move on before I get sidetracked. But the notion of being too old to start something new is just in most people's heads. It really is. You're never too old to try and start something new. I started this YouTube channel, and I'm 72 years of age. I've built websites over the years, many websites. I've sold on eBay for years. I created products and created an Etsy store in this last year. I have created ebooks to sell. So do not tell me you are too old to start something new. Are you having a midlife crisis? A lot of people do at a different age, whether it be 40, 50, 60, I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. I didn't have one. But anyway, why do people say that life begins at 40? Couldn't it be 50 or 60 or 70? Well, yes, it could be. Let me tell you my story. This is the wife and I. We love to have a good time. We really do. But life is living with someone you love and appreciate, plus having fun. See how much fun the wife and I have? We have fun like this all the time. But anyway, our story, it goes like this. I want to tell you what happened to us as an example of what could happen to change your life. It certainly changed ours. The wife and I were still working and discussing retirement just a few years ago before COVID. I found a gentleman on YouTube who was living on the money he earned from creating and selling ebooks. So I decided that I would start doing research and started creating my own ebooks to sell. This gentleman was selling 300 ebooks a day at $2.99 each. You do the math. And he also fulfilled the orders from his own computer from home. You know, I spent months creating ebooks to sell and had them stored on my PC. And then catastrophe struck. My computer crashed. I lost all my ebooks. It was devastating. My brother works on PCs. I took it to him. He couldn't do anything. He said, I've never seen a drive crash like this. He said, it's gone and everything on it. I've got to just put in a brand new drive. Well, all the work I'd done was gone in seconds. Lessons learned. Always back up ebooks, videos, anything you do on an external hard drive. And that's what I do. And I've been doing that now for for a year. So anyway, here's what happened during that time. My wife and I, we both were working at our church. We had attended there for 20 years. Then COVID arrived. I had been on the board for 13 years. I had retired from the board. I was a janitor for 10 years. My wife had been secretary for 12 years. But anyway, this guy they brought in, kind of underneath the pastor, he let me go. He said, we no longer need your services. Then he told my wife, and he didn't even call me on the phone and tell me. He just told my wife to tell me. Anyway, they decided they were cut. She wasn't working. A tithing secretary, and then she worked 2 other full days and half day. So anyway, this guy said, well, we're cutting you down to 1 partial day. You know, it wasn't worth our time, her time, my time, to go in and then come home, work part of a day. It just wasn't working. And the other thing is, we got laid off. We couldn't even draw unemployment. Anyway, we were both collecting our Social Security, but we didn't have any other income. We didn't have a 401k, we didn't have a pension. We were both 70 with health issues. My wife has diabetes, she has heart problems, she has lupus, plus several other health problems. I had just had double heart bypass surgery, and I had a clean bill of health when the guy said, we don't need you anymore. So anyway, with health issues like that, being 70, we live in the 2nd smallest county in Indiana. There are no jobs for us. So working other jobs really wasn't in our future. But, you know, we were doing okay, you know, before we became unemployed. But once we became unemployed, our income was literally cut in half. So we didn't have that income from the church, and all we had was our Social Security for both of us, and we still had the same bills. You know, and that is when my computer crashed. I lost all my ebooks that I was going to sell. You know, that is when, excuse me, I had to switch course. So I'm saying it is never too late to start something different in life. I started before COVID. I had done many things before that, working part-time, and I told you I did it. Made websites, I'd sold stuff on eBay and the Etsy store. So anyway, continuing, so that's why I'm starting the Jim Show channel here on YouTube. I prayed about it, and God led me to YouTube. My wife and I are Christians. We believe in prayer and that God will lead us through these tough times, and He's doing that now. So it doesn't matter whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, you can start over, or what I call pivot. So let's keep trusting God at any age, even when life may become extremely difficult. I mean, extremely difficult. Your circumstances, my circumstances, maybe they're the same, maybe they're different. I truly hope this gives you some encouragement, because I'm starting this channel because this is where God led me. I'm not making any money at the moment, but I'm going to see where this journey actually takes me. So please give me a like, please subscribe, and please hit the bell icon so you will be notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.